Welcome back, hot hippies, and on today's episode of My Crazy Nomadic Life, we're officially taking over YouTube. I know that you guys have been waiting a really long time, and I'm so sorry it took me so long to finally get on this platform, but I'm super excited for you guys to not only get to know me, but get a closer, more personal look at my crazy nomadic life and all the weird adventures, the behind the scenes, the crazy stories, and a little bit more of an up close and personal look into my life. Before we get too deep into this video though, we are gonna start this video off with a quick Q&A about general questions that I get all the time. So if you don't know me, or maybe you've been curious about some of these questions yourself, we're gonna go ahead and dive into a quick segment of random things you might not know about me and might be wondering. After that, we're gonna officially jump into cooler, more detailed vlogs, which is what this YouTube channel is gonna be based off of. You're gonna get to know me not just on a personal level like I've said, but you're gonna see some local vlogs out here in San Diego, which is my home base this year. And after that, we're gonna also see a lot of the clips of life on the road and all the unique, weird, and non-mainstream places that I traveled to. So with that being said, let's dive in. It's time for some Q&A. So there's nothing average about me except for my height. A lot of people think I'm really tall and sometimes even really short, but I'm 5'4". I'm just a regular shawty. So you're never supposed to ask people how old they are, but I know you guys want to know how old I am since you're so nosy. I'm in my mid-20s, and that's all you need to know. I'm fine, young, and thriving. I know I don't really talk that much about my family, but I do have an older brother, which a lot of people are always so curious to know who my siblings are. I have one older brother, but let's face it, I'm the main character of the family, and that's really all there is to it. In case you've ever wondered where I'm from, I was actually born in Colombia, but my family moved to Miami, Florida when I was 5.5 years old, and that's basically my hometown. You know what they say though, if she ain't foreign, she boring. So one of the more serious questions I get commonly asked is why I travel to non-mainstream destinations versus mainstream. And the truth is, I find that I have a more authentic experience in non-mainstream destinations, but also my goal is to travel to every single country in the world. So non-mainstream destinations are a part of the world, which means that in order to get to every country in the world, I have to go through those too. So in case you're wondering what my life looked like before I was a nomad, it was actually very interesting too. So before I became a full-time nomad, I used to actually work at a domestic violence, human trafficking, and high-risk youth center. And before that, I had a bunch of really weird side hustles like catering. I used to work cleaning hotel rooms, Uber Eats. My first job ever was the one and only Hooters in Mission Valley. So I've done my fair share of work and put in my time, but nothing makes me as happy as traveling the world does, which is ultimately why I quit my corporate job, gave up my life to do this full time, and here we are now live 2 years later into my nomadism. A lot of people often wonder what got me into traveling, and the truth is I've been traveling my whole life since I was a little girl, and I'm very thankful to Martha and Hernando, aka my mom and dad, for always teaching me the beauty of travel. So when I was a little girl, we used to take short family trips, even if it was to the beach or to Disney World. And then when I got older, my parents always instilled the value and the power of traveling, which is something I'm very thankful for, because as I've gotten older, I've realized people actually do have fears of planes. And I think getting into travel at a young age with my family always made me less afraid of getting on a plane, and it's something that I actually love doing now. On top of that, what really pushed me over the edge was going out of state for college, but more than that, studying abroad. And I feel like studying abroad really changed my life. And if there's any younger viewers out there, My biggest suggestion and advice to you is take a gap year or study abroad, because it really does change the trajectory of your life. One thing you might not know about me, or that you might have pieced together by watching me, is that I have commitment issues and they're really bad, and that's why I move so many times. I've lived in over 5 different cities, even though I'm only in my mid-20s, and I plan on continuing to move. And I've also lived abroad 2 times outside of America. So if that doesn't tell you commitment issues, I don't know what else screams that. Another question I get asked a lot is if I'm single, and all you need to know is that all I'm worried about right now is catching flights and not feelings, and I'm literally married to the money, so leave me alone. Also, if you're wondering what my type is, I'm gonna tell you. It's someone that has a passport and has a life. I'm just kidding. All jokes aside, I like someone that's down to earth, doesn't have kids, travels the world, and does make a killing. No, totally. If you're wondering what kind of content you should expect to see on this channel, wildlife. I like animals way more than I like people. I want to shoot people, but I want to shoot wildlife, if you get what I mean. Anyways, besides wildlife, I love culture, storytelling, and chaos, which means a lot of crazy, unique, and chaotic vlogs. So altogether, animals and crazy stories around the world is what you should expect on this channel. Anyways, I don't want to keep you guys here all day, but if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions about my crazy nomadic life, make sure to leave it down in the comments. If you want to leave a nice comment, I appreciate that too, but if you don't really have that much to say, just make sure you hit the thumbs up button. With that being said, if you're in it for the long haul and you want to see where this journey takes us, make sure you hit subscribe so you can officially become a hot hippie today. With that being said, I release all of my hot hippies into the wild, and I'll see you guys on next week's episode.